Well, Darnell Washington proved that he is just an absolute freak at the NFL Combine in Indianapolis. And guess what? We knew that this was going to happen, and we knew that a lot of the Georgia guys were going to test pretty well. Guys like Nolan Smith already balled out. Keely Ringo, I don't think he had as good of a combine showing, but still showed off his freaky athleticism at the defensive back position, his size and speed combination. Robert Beal ran a good 40 times. Stetson Bennett's out there throwing dimes and cruising to the 4.6s. So did Darnell Washington. 4.65, I think, ended up being his 40 time. He did a lot of other impressive things, and I am on location. Obviously, it's spring break, and I forgot to ask off, so here we are. I'm making a video, kind of last second, getting ready for you. I'll try to make sure the audio is as good as possible, but undisclosed location. I went to the coast. So, Darnell Washington, Ryan Curley from Dog Post here, talking about the NFL Combine more. You know how much I love this topic. Darnell, I've got some of his measurements pulled up. And make sure you're checking out DOWGS. But Darnell, I mean, this guy, we knew, like we've been saying all along, oh, this guy's 6'7", he's almost 270 pounds, 280 pounds. He's a LeBron in a tight end's body, essentially, as far as a physicality standpoint. We didn't really see him get used that much in the passing game in his 3 years in Athens. I think he only had 3 touchdowns. His first touchdown came his sophomore year against Alabama in the SEC championship that they lost. Darnell is a guy that was used as an extra tackle / tight end, all right? When you have Brock Bowers, the need to use the freakiness in Darnell Washington, it goes down a little bit, but this is a guy who we knew was probably going to end up being a top 2-round pick regardless of what he did while he was in college, just because of the physicality. So here are some things. He was listed at over 6'6", a 4.65 40, had the longest wingspan ever by a tight end at the Combine, and the second largest hands ever. I mean, and he's out there, for reference, there's a video that you've probably seen at this point on social media of him pushing the sled. Well, if you watch the other tight ends push the sled, none of them push it with the ease that he does. Like, not even close to the ease that he has it. And this is just something that we saw for 3 years. We saw this guy be an incredible blocker, and just one of the most impressive physical talents. He was listed as an athlete coming out of high school, and that's justified because what is he? Is he a receiver? Is he a tight end? Is he an offensive lineman? Well, he's a mixture of the three. So I play basketball at Ramsey a good bit, right? At the Student Center at the University of Georgia. It's one of my favorite things to do. And I've seen him there sometimes. He's, during the off season, obviously I probably will never see him there again, and he'll probably rarely be back in Athens. But I think the last time I saw him there was probably a little less than a year ago. And he's just casually dunking from, far out. I'm not free throw line dunks. I'm not going to sit here and say that he was dunking from the free throw line. But, less than a year ago, him and Amarius Mims were there together. And I declined to play on the court with them. I'm really not trying to get dunked on by Darnell Washington. All right, it's not how I'm trying to ball out on, if he's going to take court 1, I'll take court 2. That's fine. And Darnell's out there dunking from almost the free throw line. All right, not a free throw line dunk, but the dude's out there throwing down tomahawks in freaking Ramsey, right? He's sick. He could be a basketball player. Think about the hurdles. Think about the Oregon hurdle. The dude just wants to hurdle people, right? Now, Double Dogs is officially in stores. We're officially shipping that out, and there's some stuff in there, and I think that there's some stuff in there. I actually have yet to see the copy. I don't have it yet. I'm on vacation right now. I don't have the copy yet. I've seen bits and pieces of it, but there should be some stuff in there about, and if there's not, then there's stories on the site about it, where Darnell Washington was a very important part of the Missouri game, right? It's so funny how that Missouri game ended up being such a huge part of Georgia's season, right? The game that they almost lost to a team that was far worse than them. A weird road trap game that we didn't think was going to be the weird road trap game. I don't even think I pronounced that right. At halftime, he tells people, get behind me. He's out there clobbering folks in the second half. They ran really hard. He showed leadership that day, something that Kirby Smart said he didn't want to go unseen, is how much of a leader Darnell Washington was, and not just in those moments, just in general. This program is churning out leaders and is churning out guys. Off the field, there's some issues with the program right now. I'm not going to sit here and ignore that at all. But when it comes to the actual football part, they're not doing much wrong. And Darnell Washington, an unselfish player. This is a guy that could command all sorts of targets in many offenses. I don't know what Darnell Washington's going to be in the NFL. I'm not sure. All right, he may end up doing exactly what he did at Georgia, and he's mostly blocking. But I have, kind of a inclination to say that he's going to get the ball more in the NFL, and I don't think that's a stupid assumption. If you saw the way that he caught the ball at Georgia when he did catch the ball, people bounced off of him. There was a play against Missouri where he caught the ball and a guy comes and just lays him down, except most people would just fall over. Well, this guy comes and lays him down, and Darnell Washington is just standing right there. The guy bounces off further. He bounces off Darnell Washington even further because he was a bigger force. There's some science behind that I don't want to think about right now, right? That's years ago, some physics stuff from high school or maybe you took physics in college. The physicists say Darnell Washington's going to win those battles, right? That's my point. Darnell Washington is a freak. What did they list him at? 264? Is that the correct? He's fast, he's big. His short settle time was 4:08 is what I'm reading. I've got all sorts of numbers pulled up. The one-handed catch that he had at the combine, he showed off everything at the combine, right? None of this stuff is stuff that you didn't see at Georgia. People complain, well, he didn't get the ball that much. Yeah, you're right. He didn't get the ball that much. Should he have gotten the ball more because of how talented he is from an athletic standpoint? Probably. But Georgia's so good, and they just won 2 championships. 2 back-to-back national championships, right? Georgia's going to do what Georgia's going to do. Brock Bowers was their premier weapon. Darnell is going to make an NFL team happy. I think he made himself some extra money at the combine. This is a guy who we knew was probably a first-round talent, whether he goes first round or not. I think Nolan Smith and Darnell Washington specifically with their combine. Now, I'm recording this kind of earlier on in the day, on Sunday, when the running backs and the offensive linemen are going to go. I am predicting that Broderick Jones is going to test pretty well. But Darnell and Nolan Smith, I think, made themselves some money at this combine.